All right, pack your bags, folks. We are about to embark on a virtual journey to one of the most vibrant cities in the world, Bangkok, Thailand.
Oh, yeah, get ready for an adventure.
8 days in this incredible city, hitting all the must-dos, and we're going to craft the perfect itinerary for first-timer.
You know, the golden temples, the bustling markets, street food that will blow your mind.
Without waiting.
Absolutely. It's a city that truly has it all, you know?
Yeah.
Bangkok just blends ancient and modern so seamlessly. You've got towering skyscrapers right alongside centuries-old temples.
It's amazing.
So you'll get a sense of history, tradition, but also that exciting, energetic buzz of a thriving metropolis.
So let's get practical. If someone's landing in Bangkok for the first time, what's the arrival situation like? Where do they even begin to find their bearings?
Well, you'll be flying into Suvarnabhumi Airport, that's BKK.
Okay.
But don't worry, it's very modern, efficient, navigate. It's pretty easy. Now, for accommodations, 2 areas are perfect for first-timers: Sukhumvit and Siloam.
Okay, give us the lowdown on each. What vibe can someone expect?
Sukhumvit, that's your modern upscale hub. Think sleek skyscrapers, high-end shopping malls, rooftop bars with those killer city views.
Oh, I love a good rooftop bar.
Oh, yeah. And you'll find a mix of high-end boutiques and street stalls, perfect for some retail therapy, whatever your budget.
Amazing.
But then there's Siloam, Bangkok's financial district. Don't let that fool you. It's got a rich history, a more laid-back atmosphere, and some of the best street food in the city.
So, different vibes, but both great options for a first-time visitor.
Absolutely. And to truly get that I'm in Bangkok feeling on your first night, hit up a night market.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Which market would you suggest for someone diving headfirst into that Bangkok experience?
Either Sukhumvit night market or Patpong night market would be fantastic choices.
Okay.
They're both open late, and it's a sensory explosion. Bright lights, unique smells, tons of people. And the food. Oh, the food.
See, now you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
I'm all about those culinary adventures, especially when it comes to a place like Bangkok. What dishes absolutely have to be on a first-timer's food bucket list?
Well, you can't go to Bangkok without trying pad thai.
Oh, classic.
It's a classic for a reason. You got those stir-fried noodles with shrimp, tofu, a squeeze of lime, that perfect tangy sauce. It's perfection.
Perfection.
And then for dessert, you must experience mango sticky rice. It's sweet, ripe mango with sticky rice drizzled in coconut milk. Trust me, it's like a little taste of heaven.
Okay, those are definitely going on the list. But let's say our listener wants to venture beyond the classics. What's a dish that's a little more adventurous?
If you're feeling brave, head to Som Tam Jae-so and order their papaya salad.
Okay.
Som Tam.
Some tam.
Fair warning, though, it can be seriously spicy.
Ooh, I like a good spice challenge. All right, so arrival, accommodations, a taste of the night market scene sorted. What's next?
Day 2. All about immersing yourself in Bangkok's rich culture and history with a full-on temple run.
Yes. The temples are iconic. Which ones should a first-time visitor absolutely prioritize?
You cannot miss the Grand Palace, the former royal residence. It's a sprawling complex with golden roofs, intricate carvings, shimmering temples. It's like stepping into a fairy tale. And while you're there, make sure to visit Wat Phra Kar, the Temple of the Emerald Buddha.
Okay.
Home to a small but incredibly significant Buddha statue carved from a single block of jade, adorned with golden robes.
I can already picture the grandeur and serenity.
Then for a truly impressive sight, there's Wat Arun, the Temple of Dawn. Its central spire, or prang, is a towering 79 meters tall.
Whoa.
Completely covered in intricate porcelain mosaics. Imagine seeing that sparkling in the sunlight.
Wow, that sounds incredible. It's amazing to think how much history and artistry are just like concentrated in these temples.
Absolutely. In the afternoon, continue the temple experience at Wat Pho, home to the giant reclining Buddha. This statue is an astounding 46 meters long. That's longer than an Olympic-sized swimming pool.
Wait, 46 meters long. Okay, I'm officially adding that to the must-see list. That scale is just mind-boggling.
It really is something to see in person. And for a more modern take on Thai history and culture, you can check out the Museum of Siam.
Okay.
It's a really engaging, interactive museum that brings the story of Thailand to life.
Ooh, an interactive museum. Love those. Sounds like a great way to round out a day of cultural exploration. All right, so 2 days of soaking up the city's energy, history. What's on deck for day 3?
Day 3 is all about experiencing Bangkok from a totally different perspective. The water. We're talking floating markets.
The floating markets, I've seen pictures, but I have to know more. Which ones are worth a visit and what makes them so special?
You got two main options, Damnoen Saduak and Tailing Chan. Damnoen Saduak is the most famous, and it's quite a spectacle.
Okay.
Imagine hundreds of boats packed with fresh produce, colorful flowers, delicious street food, all bobbing along the canals.
Now, that's a visual I can get behind.
Hmm.
Organized chaos in the best way possible.
Exactly. It can be a bit touristy, but it's still a truly unique experience. If you're looking for something a bit smaller, more laid back, Tailing Chan's a great option. It's only open on weekends, so less crowded, and you can find some great deals on souvenirs and crafts. Plus, the food stalls there are amazing. Vendors cooking up seafood dishes right on their boats.
Oh, that's what I call fresh caught.
Yeah.
So we've got the bustling energy of Damnoen Saduak and the more local vibe of Tailing Chan. What else should someone do to round out a day focused on Bangkok's waterways?
Well, after exploring the floating markets, I recommend taking a boat ride along the Phraya River. It's a relaxing way to see the city from a new angle, get a glimpse of iconic landmarks like Waterun and the Grand Palace, all from the water.
A peaceful boat ride sounds like the perfect way to unwind after all the excitement of those floating markets. But I know our listener is adventurous. What about something a little more off the beaten path?
For a truly unique experience, explore Bangkok's canals, or klongs, by boat.
Okay.
This is a fantastic way to see a different side of the city. The local neighborhoods, traditional wooden houses built right on the water, the way of life that revolves around these waterways. It's a fascinating glimpse into everyday life in Bangkok.
Okay, now that sounds like a hidden gem. I'm already adding it to my list. It's amazing how Bangkok offers such a diverse range of experiences, from those grand temples, to the bustling markets, to the tranquility of the canals. So 3 days down, what's next on our ultimate Bangkok itinerary?
Well, day 4 is all about indulging in one of Bangkok's favorite pastimes, shopping. And of course, no shopping trip's complete without amazing food breaks.
Shopping and food. You're speaking my language again. Where should we send our shopaholic listeners?
You absolutely have to experience Chatuchak Weekend Market.
Okay.
It's one of the largest markets in the world, with over 15,000 stalls selling everything you can imagine. Clothes, accessories, home decor, antiques, art, even pets.
15,000 stalls. That's mind-blowing. Any tips for navigating a market that massive?
Definitely wear comfortable shoes.
Oh, yeah.
It's a sprawling market. You'll be doing a lot of walking. Also, be prepared to bargain. It's expected, part of the fun.
Oh, for sure.
Most importantly, go with an open mind and a sense of adventure. It's easy to get lost in the maze of stalls, so maybe pick a meeting point just in case you get separated from your group.
Solid advice. Okay, so Chatuchak is a must-do, but I'm guessing Bangkok has more to offer on the shopping front? Where else?
For a completely different vibe, head to Rot Phai Night Market in the evening. It's known for its vintage and antique finds, street food, and a really cool laid-back atmosphere. You can find everything from retro clothing and furniture to vintage records and cameras, and the live music scene there is fantastic.
Okay, I'm loving the contrast between these two markets.
Right.
One is this massive, bustling experience. The other is more unique finds, a chill atmosphere.
Exactly. Bangkok offers so much variety.
Speaking of variety, we can't talk shopping without mentioning food.
Oh, of course not.
What are some must-try dishes while exploring these markets?
Well, you've got pad thai and mango sticky rice on your list. You also have to try som tam, that spicy papaya salad we talked about.
Right.
And green curry, a flavorful coconut milk-based curry with chicken or tofu and vegetables.
Ooh, green curry is one of my favorites. Any particular spots you'd recommend for these dishes?
For a truly authentic experience, head to Chinatown or Yaowarat for dinner.
Right.
It's bustling, colorful, with street food stalls and restaurants everywhere, an absolute feast for the senses.
Chinatown sounds amazing. Okay, so day 4, all about shopping, indulging in those incredible flavors. But for day 5, let's switch gears a bit. What do you think?
You're right. After a few days of that city energy, it's time to unwind, indulge in some self-care. Day 5 is all about relaxation and a deeper dive into Thai culture.
Ooh, intriguing. Paint me a picture of this relaxing, culturally immersive day.
Start your day with a traditional Thai massage.
Okay, yes.
You'll find massage parlors everywhere in Bangkok, from budget-friendly options to luxurious spas.
Right.
It's a unique experience, an incredible way to relieve any tension from all that walking and exploring.
Ah, a Thai massage, the perfect way to pamper yourself. What's next on the agenda?
After your massage, head to Lumpini Park. It's Bangkok's green oasis, a huge park with lakes, jogging paths, playgrounds. Even outdoor fitness areas, perfect place to escape the city noise and just enjoy some peace and quiet.
A tranquil park in the heart of bustling Bangkok. I love it. But I know our listener is also eager to explore more of the city's culture. What else would you recommend?
For a truly unique cultural experience, visit the Jim Thompson House.
Okay.
Jim Thompson was an American silk trader who helped revive the Thai silk industry in the mid-20th century. His former home is now a museum showcasing beautiful traditional Thai architecture, art, and silk fabrics.
That sounds fascinating. Okay, so day 5, slowing down, taking a breath, experiencing a different side of Bangkok. Now for days 6, 7, and 8, let's give our listeners some options. What are some choose-your-own-adventure ideas for these last few days?
I love that. Bangkok has something for everyone, so let's create a few personalized itineraries based on different interests.
Perfect. So let's say our listener is a total foodie. What kind of culinary adventures can they have in Bangkok?
Well, they could spend a day taking a Thai cooking class.
Oh, fun.
Tons of great cooking schools in Bangkok where you can learn to make all your favorite dishes. And, of course, you get to eat everything you cook.
Now that's a souvenir I can get behind. What else can our foodie explore?
Bangkok is known for its rooftop bars.
Yes.
Many of them offer stunning city views and incredible food. Sky Bar and Moon Bar are two popular options, but honestly, you can't go wrong with any rooftop bar in Bangkok.
Rooftop bars with city views, delicious cocktails, amazing food. Sign me up. And what about street food? Any specific neighborhoods a foodie should check out?
Oh, absolutely. Yaowarat, Bangkok's Chinatown, comes alive at night with street food vendors cooking up everything from steaming bowls of noodles to crispy oyster omelets. It's an absolute assault on the senses in the best way possible.
I love it.
Or you could explore the street food stalls along Sukhumvit Road. There's always something delicious to discover there.
Okay, so we've got our foodie itinerary well underway. What about our listener who's a history buff? What kind of historical adventures await them in Bangkok?
For a deep dive into history, spend a day exploring the historic Rattanakosin Island, also known as Old Town. It's the historical heart of Bangkok, filled with temples, palaces, and ancient sites just waiting to be discovered.
Rattanakosin Island is definitely going on the list. Where else should our history buff go?
The Bangkok National Museum is a must-visit. It houses a vast collection of Thai art and artifacts, gives you a glimpse into the country's rich history and culture.
Bangkok National Museum sounds like a treasure trove of history.
Yeah.
Any other historical gems we should highlight?
For a day trip outside of Bangkok, I'd recommend Ayutthaya, the former capital of Thailand.
Okay.
It's about an hour and a half outside Bangkok, home to incredible ruins of ancient temples and palaces. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a truly step back in time.
Whoa, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. That sounds amazing. All right, we've got our history buff covered. Now let's talk about our shopaholic listener. We've already explored Chatuchak and Rat Phe, but are there any other shopping havens they should know about?
Absolutely. For a more modern shopping experience, spend a day at MBK Center. It's one of Asia's largest shopping malls, known for its huge variety and affordable prices. You can find everything there. Clothes, electronics, souvenirs, food courts.
MBK Center sounds like a shopaholic's paradise. What other shopping destinations should we add?
Siam Paragon is a luxurious mall with high-end designer brands and a gourmet supermarket.
Ooh.
Perfect for a taste of the finer things. Or explore Siam Square, a trendy area filled with boutiques, restaurants, and entertainment.
Okay, so a good mix of shopping options, from bustling markets to upscale malls.
Yeah.
I think we've created a pretty amazing choose-your-own-adventure selection for those last few days in Bangkok.
I agree, and I think it highlights the incredible diversity that Bangkok offers.
Absolutely. No matter your interests, Bangkok has something for everyone. But before we move on, I want to touch on something important. Getting around the city. Bangkok is huge, so how do people navigate it?
Bangkok actually has a surprisingly efficient and affordable public transportation system.
Okay.
The BTS SkyTrain and the MRT subway are great options for getting around quickly and avoiding traffic. They're clean, air-conditioned, easy to navigate.
The SkyTrain sounds like a fun way to see the city from above.
Yeah.
But what about those iconic tuk-tuks? Are those a viable option?
Oh, definitely. Tuk-tuks are a fun and adventurous way to experience Bangkok.
Yeah.
But be prepared for a bit of a bumpy ride and some good-natured haggling over the fare.
Right.
It's always best to negotiate the price before you hop in.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Haggling's definitely an art form. What about taxis? Are those reliable?
Taxis are plentiful in Bangkok, but make sure you insist on using the meter or agree on a price beforehand, just to avoid any surprises.
Okay, so we've got our transportation options covered. Now, let's talk budgeting. Bangkok is known for being affordable, but It's helpful to have a general idea of how much to budget for a trip like this. What are your thoughts?
Bangkok is definitely an affordable city, especially when it comes to food and transportation.
Right.
You can easily find delicious street food meals for under $5, and the public transportation is incredibly cheap. Accommodation costs will vary depending on where you stay, but there are plenty of budget-friendly options available.
So budgeting really depends on individual preferences and travel styles.
Yeah.
But it's great to know that Bangkok offers something for every budget. Now, before we move on, let's touch on cultural etiquette. Thailand has a rich culture traditions. So what are some things our listeners should keep in mind to show respect and avoid any cultural faux pas?
That's a great point. Thai people are incredibly warm and welcoming, but it's always important to be mindful of their customs. Respect for the monarchy is paramount. You'll see images of the king and royal family everywhere, and it's important to treat them with reverence.
Okay, respect for the monarchy, essential. What about visiting temples? Any specific etiquette guidelines?
When visiting temples, dress modestly, covering your shoulders and knees. You'll also need to remove your shoes before entering the temple grounds, and it's considered respectful to avoid pointing your feet at Buddha images.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Are there any other cultural nuances we should be aware of?
Public displays of affection are generally avoided in Thai culture,
Okay.
and it's considered rude to touch someone's head, as the head is considered sacred.
Okay, those are all great tips. It's always best to be respectful and observe local customs when traveling. Now, before we let our listener go, I want to touch on safety. Bangkok is generally a safe city, but like any major metropolitan area, it's important to be aware of your surroundings and take precautions.
Right.
What are your top safety tips?
Bangkok is generally very safe, but as you said, it's good to be aware of your surroundings, especially in crowded areas like markets or on public transportation.
Right.
Be mindful of your belongings, don't carry large amounts of cash. It's also a good idea to avoid walking alone late at night in deserted areas.
Solid advice. And if our listener encounters any problems or needs help, what should they do?
You know, the local people are incredibly friendly and helpful. Don't hesitate to ask for directions or assistance. And if you have any serious problems, you can contact the tourist police. They're specifically trained to assist tourists.
That's reassuring to know. Now, before we wrap up this part of the deep dive, I have to ask, what is it about Bangkok that makes it so special? What keeps people coming back again and again?
Oh, it's hard to choose just one thing. Bangkok is such a vibrant, multifaceted city. But for me, it's the people. They're incredibly warm, welcoming, always willing to share their culture and traditions. Their smiles are infectious.
I completely agree. The people are what make a place truly special, and it sounds like the people of Bangkok are truly exceptional.
Okay, we've covered so much ground already. Temples, markets, street food, cultural etiquette, safety tips.
Wow. But there's still so much more to explore. Stay tuned for part 2 of this deep dive, where we'll continue our journey through the heart of Bangkok and uncover even more hidden gems.
We've only just scratched the surface of what this amazing city has to offer. It's a city that just constantly surprises you, even after multiple visits. There's always something new to discover.
I can definitely see that. Seems like a perfect blend of those must-see iconic spots and then those hidden gems that you just stumble upon. Before we go any further, though, I think it's worth talking about how to actually capture those memories. You know, for our listener who's picturing themselves in all these amazing places, what are your tips for getting those perfect Bangkok photos?
Oh, that's a great point. Bangkok is incredibly photogenic. You know, for those iconic temple shots, I recommend going early in the morning
Oh, yeah.
to avoid the crowds and get that soft golden light.
That's a good tip. Early morning light is just magical, especially for those intricate details you find on the temples.
Exactly. And for capturing the energy of those markets, don't be afraid to get up close and personal. You know, focus on the vibrant colors, the smiles of the vendors, the details of the merchandise.
And what about those stunning city views? We've talked about rooftop bars. Are those the best spots for some, like, skyline shots?
Rooftop bars are definitely a great option for those panoramic cityscapes, especially at sunset.
Oh, yeah?
But you can also find some incredible views from temples like Wat Arun or from parks like Lumpini Park.
Okay, so plenty of options for capturing those breathtaking vistas. Any other photography tips for our budding Bangkok photographers?
Don't just focus on the landmarks. You know, look for those everyday moments,
Yeah.
the interactions between people, street scenes, the little details that make Bangkok so unique.
That's great advice. It's those little details that often tell the most compelling stories. Okay, so our listeners got their itinerary planned, their transportation sorted, camera ready to capture all the amazing sights. But let's talk about something that can make or break a trip. The weather. What's the best time to visit Bangkok to avoid any extreme weather surprises?
Well, Bangkok has a tropical climate, so it's warm and humid year-round. But the best time to visit is during the cool and dry season, which runs from November to April.
Okay, so that's prime time for ideal weather. What about the other months?
May to October is the rainy season. While it doesn't rain constantly, you can expect short, heavy downpours, especially in the afternoons. It's still a good time to visit. Just pack an umbrella or a raincoat.
Good to know. So November to April for the best weather, but it's a year-round destination if you don't mind a little rain. Now, I know you've been to Bangkok multiple times. What's a moment from your travels that really stands out, something that truly captured the essence of Bangkok for you?
Ooh, that's a tough one. There are so many special moments that come to mind, but one that really sticks with me was during my first trip. I was exploring a local market early in the morning, and I saw a group of monks receiving alms from the locals. The atmosphere was so peaceful and reverent. It was a beautiful glimpse into Thai culture and spirituality.
That sounds like an incredible experience. It's those moments of cultural immersion that truly make a trip unforgettable. Speaking of unforgettable experiences, have you ever encountered anything unexpected or surprising during your travels in Bangkok?
Oh, absolutely. One time I stumbled upon this hidden rooftop garden,
Oh,
tucked away above a bustling street. It was like stepping into a secret oasis, with lush greenery, fragrant flowers, stunning city views. It's those unexpected discoveries that make exploring Bangkok so rewarding.
a secret rooftop garden. Okay, now I'm determined to find that. It's amazing how a city like Bangkok can still hold so many surprises, even for someone who's visited multiple times. All right, as we start to wrap up this deep dive, I want to give our listeners some practical advice for those everyday travel situations. Let's talk money matters. What's the best way to handle currency in Bangkok?
Well, the currency in Thailand is the Thai baht. It's easy to exchange currency at the airport or at banks and exchange booths throughout the city. And you can also use credit cards in most places, but it's always good to have some cash on hand, especially for smaller purchases or at markets.
Great advice. It's always good to have a mix of payment options. Now, let's talk about something that can be a challenge for travelers' communication. Do most people in Bangkok speak English?
You'll find that English is widely spoken in tourist areas and in most hotels and restaurants.
Right.
But learning a few basic Thai phrases will go a long way in showing respect and connecting with the local culture.
I completely agree. Even a few simple phrases like hello and thank you can make a big difference. Shows you're making an effort to embrace their way of life. Now, for our listener who might be a bit hesitant to travel to a place so different from their own culture, what would you say to encourage them to step outside their comfort zone and embrace the Bangkok experience?
Bangkok is a very welcoming and vibrant city. Don't be afraid to dive in and experience all it has to offer. Embrace the different customs, try the new foods, get lost in those bustling markets, connect with the friendly locals. It's an experience that will stay with you long after you leave.
That's a beautiful sentiment. I think it's that sense of adventure, of opening yourself up to new experiences that makes travel so enriching. All right, before we wrap up this part of the deep dive, let's talk about those little things that can enhance a trip. What are some must-pack items for a trip to Bangkok?
Definitely pack light, breathable clothing, comfortable walking shoes,
Oh, yeah,
a hat and sunglasses for those sunny days.
for sure.
A reusable water bottle is a must, as it's important to stay hydrated in that heat. And of course, don't forget sunscreen, insect repellent, and any necessary medications.
All essential items for a comfortable and enjoyable trip. Now, let's imagine our listener is nearing the end of their 8 days in Bangkok. Is there anything they should do to make their departure as smooth as possible?
Definitely make sure to confirm your flight details and allow plenty of time to get to the airport, as traffic can be unpredictable. And double check that you have all your belongings, including any souvenirs that you've picked up along the way.
Great advice. Always better to be prepared and avoid that last-minute stress. All right, with all those practical tips covered, let's shift gears and tap into that sense of wonder and excitement again. For someone who's never been to Bangkok, what's that one thing that will truly blow their mind when they first arrive?
I think it's the sheer energy of the city. The moment you step out of the airport, you're just surrounded by this vibrant, bustling atmosphere. The sights, the sounds, the smells, the constant movement, it's unlike anything you've ever experienced before. It's intoxicating.
It's funny you mentioned smells, because whenever I think of Bangkok, I imagine those incredible aromas just wafting from the street food stalls.
Oh, yeah.
That mix of spices, grilling meats, fresh fruits. And There's something uniquely Bangkok that I can't quite put my finger on.
It's a sensory feast.
Exactly. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. We've explored temples and markets, navigated transportation, etiquette. We even shared some personal travel moments, but there's still one question lingering in my mind.
What's that?
If you had to sum up the essence of Bangkok in just a few words, what would they be?
Oh, that is a tough one. But I think I would say Bangkok is a city of contrasts.
Hmm.
It's ancient yet modern, chaotic yet serene, bustling yet peaceful. It's a place where you can find both sensory overload and quiet moments of reflection. And it's a city that will challenge and delight you in equal measure.
That's beautifully put. Bangkok is truly a city of contrasts, and I think that's what makes it so captivating. It's a place that will stay with you long after you've left, calling you back to explore its hidden depths and experience that vibrant energy again and again. Now, in part 3 of our deep dive, we'll wrap things up with some final thoughts and inspiration to send our listener on their way to their very own Bangkok adventure. We've journeyed through Bangkok, explored its landmarks, delved into those hidden gems, even mastered navigating those bustling streets. As we wrap up, what final piece of advice would you give to our listener who's ready for their own Bangkok adventure?
I would say go with an open mind, a sense of adventure. Bangkok is a city that will constantly surprise you. Embrace the unexpected, be open to new experiences, allow yourself to get lost in the magic of this incredible city.
I love that. Embrace the unexpected. That's the perfect way to approach travel, especially in places vibrant and diverse as Bangkok. Now, throughout this deep dive, we talked about the must-do experiences, the temples, markets, street food. But beyond those iconic attractions, what's one hidden gem, one off-the-beaten-path experience that you would recommend?
If you're looking for a truly unique experience, I would recommend visiting the Maeklong flower market.
Okay.
It's a wholesale market that comes alive late at night with vendors selling all these colorful flowers, garlands, offerings. The sights and the smells are incredible, and it's a fascinating glimpse into a different side of Bangkok life.
A flower market that comes alive at night.
Okay.
It's officially going on my list.
Yeah.
It's amazing how, even after exploring so much of Bangkok, there are still these hidden pockets of magic just waiting to be discovered. Now, as our listener prepares for their trip, is there anything they can do to make that transition into Bangkok's culture a little smoother?
Learning a few basic Thai phrases is a great way to show respect and connect with the local people. Even a simple sawasdi, which means hello, or kap kun for thank you, can make a big difference.
Absolutely. It's amazing how those small gestures can create those meaningful connections with people from different cultures. It shows you're making an effort, embrace their way of life. Now, as we approach the end of our deep dive, I want to shift gears for a moment, talk about the impact of travel. You've traveled extensively, and I'm curious, how has experiencing a place like Bangkok changed your perspective on the world?
Well, travel has a way of broadening your horizons, challenging your assumptions.
Yeah.
Experiencing a culture so different from your own helps you to see the world with fresh eyes and appreciate the beauty and diversity.
I couldn't agree more. It's about stepping outside that comfort zone, opening yourself up to new ways of thinking and being. Now, before we say goodbye, I want to leave our listener with one final thought. We've talked about the sights, the sounds, the flavors, but ultimately, what's the most valuable thing you've taken away from your travels to Bangkok?
The most valuable thing I've taken away from my travels to Bangkok is a sense of connection. Connection to the people, to the culture, and to myself. Travel has a way of reminding you of what truly matters and leaving you with a sense of gratitude for the experiences you've had, the people you've met.
Beautifully said. It's those connections, those shared human experiences that transcend borders and make the world a richer, more vibrant place. And so, with a heart full of gratitude for this incredible journey we've taken together, I want to thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the heart of Bangkok. May this inspire you to embark on your own adventure and discover the magic that awaits you in this incredible city. Safe travels, and until next time, happy exploring.